Welcome to our third lesson in Tai Chi for Rejuvenation. Today, we are going to learn about stress reduction and flow. We're going to also be learning a Chen style move Dr. Lam calls harmonizing yin and yang. Let's start with our 3 warm-ups. We began in hip width apart, and we're going to breathe in. Have our hands float up, fingertips rise. We turn the palms in and we sink the elbows. We're reminding our head to be over the shoulders where it belongs. We push out and then we slowly tuck the chin on the chest. We're stretching the back of the neck muscles, those tight muscles at the base of the skull. Reminding our head again where to be. Pushing out. Floating those hands down. And one more breath in, coming up, turning the palms. There we go, relaxing as we are warming up the muscles. This next one, we're going to have a ball. You can have either side, with your hand on top, it doesn't matter. But the bottom hand is going to be coming up like a sprout, remember? Spiraling up towards the sun, blocking the sun from our brow. So we can see in the distance farther ahead. Then the palms turn towards each other. We have a new ball with a new bottom hand. It comes up like the seed, sprouting up and blocking the sun. So we're going to soften the tailbone, let it relax down, and then we're going to lengthen up the crown of the head, and then we turn the palms, release the tailbone. So there's this lengthening and softening happening. Let's do one more each side. So here we are. Lengthening up like a pine tree, softening our roots into the earth. And there we are. So for the last warm up, we're going to have soft fists and they're going to rest on the top of the hips. We're going to have our feet slightly angled off 12 o'clock and we're going to shift into one side. Place the heel down. Remember, short and wide, and then it melts down straight ahead, so we're in that bow stance. Then we come right on top the foot, but we don't bend from the hips on up. We stay nice and relaxed. Shift over to the other side. Heel down, short and wide. Melt it straight on. And there is our gentle spiral punch. Bring the foot back towards your 1 o'clock. Here is your heel, short, wide, melting the foot down before the weight comes. Sinking into that foot. And back. Heel, foot, and the weight comes from our dantian. Great. So now we are going to give a little shake. And we're going to review our form that we've done so far. In just lesson 1 and 2, we have learned 3 moves. We have learned our commencement. Every form has a commencement. We have learned our open and close, our dantian breathing method that helps soothe our nervous system and helps us to heal. And we also learned our standing waving hands in the clouds. So we are going to practice that, what we know so far. Feet are together. We're going to step out with, if you're mirror imaging, with your left to hip width, and that's all. Then we come to center. We have our breathing balloon. We rise up. We soften our joints. We breathe in. We breathe out. And we breathe that belly balloon and the balloon in our hands. It's not so big, it's subtle. And then our last one. Then we connect to our heart and our dantian, our center, our central alignment line, and we're thankful for who we are. We we open up, round it into a hug, and then we start our waving hands in the clouds, turning on that axis of the first finger. Bottom hand faces the dantian, and we turn slightly off 12 o'clock. So here we go, past center line, turning the palm, floating it down, closing, thankful, sending healing energy and appreciation to who we are. Let's do one more. Coming over with this last one, we're gonna let worry go and come back for our 3 breaths. Last time we said, I am strong, I am resilient. And then our last one, I am whole. So we can add any affirmation that you would like for those 3 healing breaths. So our next time through, after we close, we can do it again. We are happy, healthy, and whole. Let's try that. So standing in our close feet, they don't have to touch. We'll go ahead and separate the feet to hip width, bringing up our gentle breathing balloon, saying, I am happy, I am healthy, and I am whole. And you can insert anything you would like there. Then we're going to come connect to our center, our sovereign being, our sovereign center line. Here we go. That's the first cloud. Here's our second. And we finish the cloud by coming over. And then here's our third. Turning slightly off center, changing hands, coming back, letting worry go. We're going to breathe in 1 and 2, inserting anything you want to remind yourself, and 3. Then we put that lovely breathing balloon down and close our form. So there you go. Those are the lessons we've had so far. This lesson, we are going to be learning that harmonizing yin and yang, and I'd like to show you first. I'm going to put an open and close. I'm going to do it to both sides with an open and close. So from here, I'm going to show you what it looks like. And we'll do an open and close after as well. But before we even start, remember our Tai Chi pole. It's like a merry-go-round pole. We turn on our spine, and a very small move from the center of gravity, our dantian below the navel, would cause our hands, if they were seaweed, to have a little drag in the water, a little delay. So our hands don't have to work. Our dantian, our powerhouse, is turning us, which has the effect on our hands, that flow. So imagining we're in water. We are going to also use our mind because it's very powerful. Sports coaches use visualization all the time. We're going to imagine having a burden box that you can put anything that's bothering you, worrying you, or keeping you up at night into this burden box so that we can set it down and have a break, take a break so it doesn't rob us of our joy and steal our vitality. So here we go. We're going to imagine whatever that is in this box, and we're going to set it down on a little nightstand, hip width table in front of you. Okay, so our hands are going to go straight down and set it down on this table. But we're going to turn slightly so it looks a little off center. at the same time. So here we go, slowly turning. We're gonna set the box down. Then we're gonna turn with showing the backs of our hands so that when we come turning on the pole this direction, we can brush it off. Like that seaweed I talked to you about, remember? So there, it's off that hip width table. Let's try that again. Taking that burden, you know what it is, setting it down, and coming over to brush it off that hip width table and letting it go. We're going to add on to that. We're going to come across, turning back, we're going to have our hands just come across, and it's going to look like from here to here, like a sash, or floating that burden like a prayer, going up into the heavens, or off of that shoulder so we can be healthier, happier, and lighter. Here we go. Here we are. We set the burden down. Turning a little more, we're going to brush that burden off the table, and then up it rises to float off of that shoulder. We're not meant to carry these burdens. Let's try that one side again. Setting that burden down, brushing it aside, and coming up. It floats the fingertips up, and we're happier, healthier, and lighter. So I'm going to try the other side with you now. So turning slightly off center line. It's just a turn like this. We're setting it down here, that burden. But I want to turn a little bit more, showing the backs, kind of the backs of the hands, so that like seaweed, as we turn on the pole, it can just brush it off that hip width table. Here we go. Turning slightly, setting the burden down, brushing it out of our path so it doesn't trip us up or keep us up at night. We're going to turn back, and it floats off that shoulder. Let's try that side again after a breath in and a breath out. So slightly turn, setting the burden down a little farther so we can get behind it and really let it go. So we're free of that for now. You can go take care of it later, but if it's keeping you up at night, we don't want to deal with it. So let's try both sides right after the other. Here we go. Brushing it off that little table. Wrists float up, fingertips float up, and come back to center for that delicious healing breath. And then setting it, slowly turning down. And then brushing it off the hip width table and coming up and letting it float off. Breathing in, breathing out. Well done. Should we try it one more time before adding it on to our whole routine? Now you can do this all on its own if you need to at night so you can get back to bed, or you can do your whole routine. That visualization's powerful. Setting down that burden, whatever it is, when your mind won't turn off, we're going to let it go so that you can get your healing sleep at night and respond during the day. Okay, so let's try and add it to the whole routine. So we're going to start with our feet together. And we're going to step out hip width, come to center. Hands are going to hold that balloon, that little balloon. Soften the knees and breathe in. So there's that pumping action in the hips and the armpits in our immune system, lymphatic system. And then we center, we connect, we listen in, and we're going to turn slightly and bring it across. Close the gates. Remember, we're the gatekeeper for our mental health and our physical health. So we come back. We're going to do one more, coming over and back again. And let worry go with that last one. We're going to breathe in, breathe out. And here we are. We've got that burden box, and we're going to gently set it down because we're gentle with ourselves. And we brush it aside and come up healthier, happier, lighter, free from that burden, and setting it down on the other side and brushing it across and coming up like a sash. It floats off of that shoulder. We're not meant to carry these burdens. So even that chronic stress that is low grade really wreaks havoc on the body. We need to have times of letting that go and really breathing in that healing breath, setting it down, brushing it aside, so we don't have it steal our vital energy, our vitality. Breathe again, and let's do it one more time. Setting it down. Sometimes it comes back to bother us from a different angle. We get both sides, don't we? We have one more side to go. Breathing in, breathing out. Setting it down. This flowing movement will help you with stress reduction. Breathing in, breathing out. Now we can connect to our center line with this hand on top, and we can do waving hands and clouds the other direction. 3 of them, so there's 1. Here comes number 2. We're doing it the other direction, so we're making like a little sandwich set. One more. And with this last one, we let worry go. And we're going to come back for our 3 healing breaths. Yes, you got it. Excellent. Little balloon in the belly and a little balloon in the hands. Then we're going to set that balloon down, close our form, and there you have it. I think we should do it one more time. Isn't that great? Give a shake. Okay, so let's do it all again. You don't have to do it in a string of pearls like this. You can do each one separate or all together. So I'm going to step out for commencing. I'm going to have my hands come up holding that ball and soften, settle, breathing in. I am happy. I am healthy, whatever you want to call in. And I am whole. Wherever we are today, we are enough. Then we're going to connect to our sovereign center. And we're going to start our waving hands in the clouds as if we're holding a pillow, remember, or giving ourselves a hug. If we're our own dance partner, yes, we can appreciate these bodies that do so much for us. And we're harsh with them. We need to really honor and respect wherever they are each day. So let worry go with that one. Come back for a breath in and a breath out. And here's our new move. That burden box, we're going to gently set it down. We're going to brush it aside and let it off that table. Coming up, it floats off that shoulder where you get a nice healing breath in the middle. We'll do the other side. Small, slight, subtle turn. And then brush like seaweed. Let it go. I turn the dantian and it causes those hands to go that direction. Breathe in. And now let's do it again. So we're going to set that worry down, that things especially we don't have control over, that steal our joy. So we can rise up healthier, happier, lighter. And then to the other side, setting it down, brushing it off that hip width table, and rising up stronger, freer. Breathe in, breathe out. Should we do it one more time? So it's three times each side. Brushing it off the hip width table. We're turning the other direction, and so it goes floating off. Breathing in, breathing out, and one last time. Turning softly, setting it down, brushing it off that hip width table, coming up, and it floats off like a piece of tiny silk. And then instead of connecting with our left hand on top, let's swap it here and then round out everything. And we're going to start our wave hands on the other side. So here is our first cloud. Cloud hands. Here's our second. We come across, change hands, and come back. Here is our third. So we change hands, come across, change hands, and come back to complete the cloud, letting worry go off to that side. Breathing our 3 healing breaths, our Dantian breaths, into the belly. And then we have one more. And we will set that healing ball down and close our form. Well done. Can you feel how the body has made circulation? Can you feel it? Okay, so from here we're going to just do our cool down. And remember, these are tools you can use. If you have issues that you need to sleep so you can respond in the morning to those troubles. You can't do anything in the night about them. So you can respond much better in the morning after a good night's rest. And this could help. So give it a try. Let's tighten like a Christmas tree, sending our roots down and our crown up to the top of the ceiling, and push and tightening all our muscles. And one more time, like a tree, pine tree. And then we're going to take our gathering breaths, gathering vitality, gathering health, gathering peace and tranquility. One more inhale and exhale. And that is our class number 3 for today. So I am looking forward to next class. We are going to be doing something very exciting I am looking forward to. See you then. Bye.